What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode number 25, and we start today's episode off with a game against Liverpool here at the Hawthorns. And of course, we come on the back of that fantastic FA Cup semi-final victory over Arsenal at Wembley, which booked our place into the FA Cup final against Manchester City, of course, which will be in episode number 27. And yeah, we were very pleased with that result. Of course, I did say in that game it was the most kind of easy game I've had to play when I've been leading the game by a goal to nil. I never really felt too threatened in that game, but it was still a very good result regardless. But as we do take on Liverpool here, as Liverpool come to the Hawthorns, of course, they're sitting in 5th, we're currently sitting in 6th, I think that was right. And yeah, Liverpool, of course, have been in good form this year. And they are, well, you know, Liverpool beat us 3-1 at Anfield, and I wasn't really fancying my chances. I was very relieved, I guess, to see that starting up top for Liverpool was Ricky Lambert and not Mario Balotelli. Balotelli wasn't even on the bench for this game. It was Lambert and Sturridge together, but even that strike partnership was still going to be very strong, because, of course, Balotelli scored twice at Anfield against us, but it was still a very good side. Of course, Brad Jones in goal too, but it's still a very strong side regardless. And the first chance would fall here in the 6th minute, as Adam Lallana should have put Liverpool ahead, but thankfully Callum Chambers slid in on the goal line there to deny what would have been a certain goal. But in the 5th minute, how about this? Liverpool won a penalty, and I gotta be honest here, I didn't think it was one. The referee gave it. It was off of a Jordan Abita challenge, but as you watch it on the replay, he apparently took Lambert down, but as you'll see, he clearly wins the ball first. And in my opinion, I don't think that's a penalty, but the referee gave it, and you know, again, you can see why the referee gave it. You can argue it is a penalty, but personally speaking, I thought it was a harsh penalty to give. Lambert's a really strong player. Abita's quite small and lethargic. I don't believe personally that was a penalty, really, but it was given, and Lambert stepped up and he scored it as well. Ricky Lambert, of course, a great penalty taker, was never going to miss from the spot, and he didn't. Did I just call Abita lethargic? He's hardly lethargic. He's a quick player, but still, he's not the strongest, is what I meant to say, and that's why I didn't think it was a penalty personally. I thought Lambert went down too easily, but Ricky Lambert did indeed win the penalty and score it himself as well. He's got such a great penalty record, Ricky Lambert. He was never going to miss, and he makes it West Brom 0, Liverpool 1. And in the 24th minute, Liverpool come forward again here. Moreno collects the ball, turns his man, crosses the ball in, and the header by Ricky Lambert hits the top of the bar and goes behind for a goal kick. So Lambert looking very threatening in this game, and we almost got ourselves back on level terms in the 28th minute. If it wasn't for a good save by Brad Jones, we would have done. Varela's strike was well saved by the Australian, and it was still 1-0. And in the 32nd minute, another great chance for Liverpool. Coutinho collects the ball, he's bobbing and weaving, he finds Jordan Henderson, he finds the danger man Ricky Lambert, and Ricky Lambert finds the back of the net for the 2nd time in the game. So Lambert just too hard to stop, really. And you know, I was pleased Balotelli wasn't playing and in the squad at all, but I just couldn't stop the replacement Ricky Lambert. He was on fire, and it was 2-0 to Liverpool. But in the 45th minute, Will Hughes collected the ball and found Berahino. Nice little back heel to Brown a day, offloads it towards Varela. His shot saved by Brad Jones, but he doesn't really deal with it, and Berahino turns in the rebound and makes it 2-1. So some nice passing there, and there's no time for a celebration because we need to pick the ball back up and try and get ourselves back on level terms. But in the second half here, in the 50th minute, Liverpool have the ball with Steven Gerrard. Gerrard's just dancing past my man here, but as he gives the ball away, Varela collects it. Great chance to make Liverpool pay. Malumbu finds Brown a day, he finds Berahino, but I can't make it 2-2 and come from 2 goals behind because unfortunately I messed up the finish and it was still 2-1. And would we pay for missing that chance? Well, in the 54th minute, Jordan Henderson collects the ball, spreads it out wide towards Glenn Johnson, who takes on Varela, plays it inside towards Daniel Sturridge. Sturridge collects the ball, finds Adam Lallana, and well, it's another penalty to Liverpool. And the first penalty, in my opinion, wasn't a penalty. I didn't think it was. I thought Abita won the ball and didn't deserve to give away a foul there. But I've got no complaints for this one. It was Yusuf Malumbu who brought down Adam Lallana. And as you'll see, I didn't think personally, the referee actually got in the way a little bit, but Malumbu didn't make a touch on the ball, and he seemed to sort of just clatter into Lallana. Maybe a bit accidental, but it's still a penalty regardless. So 2 penalties in the same game, and unfortunately for us, you know, that one was a definite penalty. If the first one wasn't, I've got no complaints about that one. But still, Steven Gerrard would stand up and take it in front of the travelling fans and a few West Brom Albion fans as well. It was Gerrard to take it against Ben Foster. I mean, Lambert's a great penalty taker. He just got replaced, so he couldn't complete his hat-trick. That must have been really harsh for him, and well, Gerrard ends up chipping it onto the bar, and Ben Foster comically just falls over because it was so easy for him, and we get the ball away eventually as Lallana pass finds Sturridge, and his shot is saved by Ben Foster. But that meant there was still a chance for us to score an equalising goal and get ourselves back on level terms. And in the 64th minute, Yusuf Malumbu collects the ball, turns his man, gets himself inside and shoots, and it's a good save by Brad Jones to keep it. at 2-1. So we had our chances in this game, we really did, but unfortunately we weren't taking them. And there was another chance here in the 73rd minute. Chris Brunt goes down the left-hand side, great opportunity, cuts inside and shoots, but again, it's another good save by Brad Jones. The Australian palms it away, and the game does finish 2-1. So, you know, it was frustrating not to get a point. I feel like we played well. I feel like we deserved a point personally. But unfortunately, if you're not going to take your chances, you don't deserve anything. And we didn't, and that's just how it is. So Liverpool get the 3 points again. We failed to beat them again. Ricky Lambert scored twice. 2 penalties in that game. Lambert scored his. Gerrard missed his. Lambert must have been so livid as well, you know, seriously. He was on a hat-trick. He had the chance from 12 yards there. And then the manager takes him off. And then the other penalty taker, Steven Gerrard, misses the penalty. But even so, I don't care about that. I was still annoyed we lost the game, and there were a lot of positives to take from that game. You know, we did play quite well when we were going forward, but defensively we were poor, and to concede 2 penalties, well, you know, we didn't really deserve anything at the end of the day. But still, the following game wasn't going to be very easy either, because we took on Manchester United here at Old Trafford for the second and final game of today's episode. And United currently sitting in 2nd place. They're trying to challenge Manchester City for the title. It's very, very very tight at the top of the table. 5 teams could be going for the title on the end of the day. At the end of the season, on the final day, depending on what happens. So it's very, very tight, and United, of course, going to be very, very difficult to beat with their star-studded lineup and very, very good team featuring Di Maria and Van Persie and Falcao and Mata, and that's not even mentioning Wayne Rooney, who was on, I think he was on the bench for this game, but still very, very good team Manchester United had. And you know, I made a lot of changes for this team. I had to, mainly because the Liverpool game we didn't defend well enough. I felt as though we needed to force some changes, which meant that players like Patrick Roberts and Coman could come in, Sessegnon as well, see what they could do, Victor Anichebe up top. But you know, mainly a lot of my players were just tired, so I had to rest them. But how about this? The first chance fell in the 13th minute, and it would have been without doubt the goal of the series had it gone in. The Stasic smashed the ball from just over the halfway line. It swerved like crazy in the air, and then it ends up hitting Lindegaard's bar, and United clear. So what a fantastic goal that would have been. But unfortunately, it hit the bar, and United cleared. And well, in the 21st minute, it was another penalty, and it's the 3rd one we conceded in 2 games. And well, if there were debatable penalties awarded in the game against Liverpool, well, I need you guys to tell me what on earth is this penalty given for? Because Ben Foster goes to punch the ball away clearly. He grazes the back of Falcao. That's all he does. He barely punches him in the back of the head or anything. It's just a graze at the back on Falcao, and somehow the referee awards a penalty. And I was just sitting there thinking, you know, that's just ridiculous. That is never a penalty. I mean, you know, the first penalty against Liverpool, which Abita gave away, wasn't a penalty in my opinion. The second one, debatable, it probably was, but there's no way that was a penalty. And I was just sitting there thinking, you know, just stop giving penalties. You know, that is never a penalty. But Van Persie dispatches it from the spot. He smashes the ball down the middle. It cannons off the underside of the bar. Does what Gerrard couldn't do. Hits the underside of the bar, and it goes into the empty goal. So unfortunately, United do take the lead here at Old Trafford. I'm just so bad at saving penalties. I really am. And Van Persie gets his 15th goal of the season and makes it Manchester United 1, West Bromwich Albion 0. So I was really, really annoyed the penalty was awarded, and I didn't really want to be behind, you know, unfairly. So directly from kickoff, Kingsley Coman collects the ball and finds Gamboa, chips it back inside towards Coman, who takes the ball around Juan Mata, crosses the ball in, and Victor Anichebe getting a start, heads it past Lindegaard, and makes it Manchester United 1, West Bromwich Albion 1. Our corner of fans can celebrate, and it is so deserved. It really is, because there's no way that should have been a penalty. And we respond instantly with a good goal there. Coman flicks the ball in, and Victor Anichebe heads it past Lindegaard at the near post, who really should have done a lot better there than to be beaten at the near post by an Anichebe header. But in the 39th minute, Di Maria collected the ball and slid it through towards Juan Mata. And unfortunately for us, the Spaniard would indeed make it Manchester United 2, West Bromwich Albion 1. Lovely little ball by Di Maria there, the former Real Madrid man. He picks out the former Chelsea man, Juan Mata, and he makes it 2-1. So United back in front. The equalising goal wouldn't last for long. And unfortunately, United were indeed back in front. And Di Maria was causing me so many problems in this game. He got another assist here as he slid through Robin Van Persie. And the Dutch striker got his 2nd goal of the game to make it 3-1, and it was all Di Maria in this game. You know, he was pulling the strings for United, he really was, and that made it 3-1. And just past the hour mark, United are through again here. Van Persie collects it and back heels it to Mata down the right hand side, and well, I got to be honest, it was such poor defending here. I gave the ball to Ben Foster. I was caught in no man's land. I chipped it to Vestergaard, and you saw me power up there. I tried to pass it on, and instead he just seemed to ignore the request. It hit off his heels, and eventually United worked the ball forward, and Radamel Falcao made it United 4, West West Brom 1. So it's my poor defending, don't get me wrong, but I'm not entirely sure why Vestergaard just stood there when I clearly called for the pass. But still, United 4, West Brom 1, and the reality was we didn't play very well, and I didn't play very well either. It was a really poor game all round, to be honest. And from kickoff, Patrick Roberts comes forward. His shot is well saved by Lindegaard, though. But as Sessegnon pulls off a great scoop turn, he does indeed smash the ball past the goalkeeper and make it 4-2. So we were back in the game. A very nice scoop turn goal by Sessegnon there to get some space and smash it past Lindegaard. So 4-2, back in the game. Goals galore in this game, as seems to be the case with Manchester United this season, both in real life and the game. So Manchester United 4, West Bromwich Albion 2. But directly from kickoff, United work their way forward again. Mata finds Van Persie, he finds Luke Shaw down this right hand side. He collects the ball and finds Michael Carrick, then back to Luke Shaw, playing right back in this game. He collects the ball, keeps on going, chips it forward towards Michael Carrick, and as you'll see here, again, it's really poor defending by me, and well, it's another penalty. It's the 4th penalty given against us in 2 games, and again, just like the Liverpool game, there was 1 penalty that shouldn't have counted, and there was 1 penalty that should, and in this United game, the first penalty shouldn't have been a penalty, but this one was definitely a penalty. Ben Taleb brought his man down, and as you'll see, he brought down, I think it was it Johnny Evans or Michael Carrick? Michael Carrick. He takes him down, and I got no quarrels about that one. That's a definite penalty. And United have the chance to make it 5-2 from the spot, and a good chance for Robin Van Persie to complete his hat-trick. So chance here from the spot from 12 yards. It's Robin Van Persie against the former United goalkeeper Ben Foster. Can Van Persie score? Of course he can. Smashes the ball past Ben Foster, completes his hat-trick, and it's Manchester United 5, West Bromwich Albion 2. So I was so frustrated. There were 4 penalties given against us in these 2 games. 2 definitely weren't, 2 definitely were, but still 2 very poor performances really. I mean, the Liverpool game wasn't too bad, but defensively we were very poor, and that's why we lost. And in this game we were poor all over really. So 2 defeats in a row, not really the motivation we needed going into the final few games of the season, but that's just how it is, and we'll have to recover in the next episode. But as always guys, a big thank you for watching the video. I really hope you have enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed the episode, then please do leave a like, because it's much appreciated and it really does help my channel out, and I'll see you for the next episode of Career Mode very soon.